Hey drivers, this is Andrew at ThirdCoastRC. Today we're going to do a video on actually on a discontinued truck, but one you can actually still get on eBay. You can still find them online, and they are really cool. They used to be sold through the Red Cat brand here in the States, and we used to sell them, and we used to sell a lot of them, especially at this time of year, coming up to the holiday period. So it is actually this vehicle here. It was called the Sumo RC by Red Cat Racing, and it was a 24th scale brushed truck, fully hobby grade vehicle. It used to come in this nice packaging here. So a 1/24th scale with a 131 size motor, 30,000 RPMs on this little motor, four-wheel drive system, spring coil shocks. You could actually get aluminum shocks, two-channel radio system. These were really cool little cars that came as a truggy, which is the one we've got here in the blue color. Also came as a buggy, which are really rare, but I actually got a buggy in the back of the shop somewhere. They also came as what they called a monster truck, yeah, which was basically, it was the same as the truggy but with a different body. We've had the wing, yeah, with the body stood up a little bit higher and different wheels on it, yeah. So these were great little fully hobby grade cars, and I know a lot of people who got into RC through these cars. So we've got one here brand new in a box. I'm not going to break this box open because up here I've got one already out of the box, yeah. So this is the blue and silver truggy version of the Red Cat Sumo, and they came at first. They came with an AM radio that wasn't so great, but then they switched to 2.4 gigahertz, and they were much better. This is a 2.4 gigahertz version, so we can see here it's a cool little truck. Came with this nice little controller which has the standard adjustments on it, just a basic two-channel radio, but it has a nice sturdy feel to it. It's not like cheap plastic like a lot of them are these days, and it's got a nice little steering wheel on here. And the truggy version had a little wing on the back. It had these tires which were unique to the truggy version. We can look underneath here at the chassis, so we can see here I'm missing a couple of screws on this one because this one's been used. I'll have to put them back in. Independent four-wheel suspension, nice springs on here. See, the chassis is nice and strong. It's got a front skid plate on here that you can see has had some a little bit of abuse, but that saved the rest of the underside of the truck being damaged here. These things are tiny, sit in the palm of your hand, but they run great, as we'll see in a minute. Let's take the body off this and we'll take a look at how these run. They actually came to run with AA batteries. We used to run them with what used to be able to get these batteries, 15-minute rechargeable batteries by Rayovac. They were called IC3s. And we used to run those. Those were great batteries. You could literally charge them in 15 minutes, and they provided a good amount of power, and they didn't fall off until they were flat. You know, like AA's, you know, they run down as you use them, so they're not a constant power delivery. So here we got underneath. We can see it's super compact but super well designed. We've got a nice little servo here that controls the steering here. A little servo saver on there. The batteries go in on the side in like saddle packs on the side with these little clips go over the top. The clips just unclip here by these little ridges you can see here. This one is not running the stock motor, yeah. This has got a hopped up motor in it. It's a really tight fit in there. You can see there's not much room to get another motor, anything bigger than this motor in there. But this motor is the hopped up one. The stock ones were a little bit smaller, a little bit more wiggle room in there. These hopped up ones, these hop up motors which give you more speed, were a little bit bigger and a tight fit in there. This one's got the optional heat sink on there to help with the heat dissipation from from the motor, and just the basic body mounts on here that have been cut on this one so they're not poking out through the body too much. So a really nice designed. You can see if you look closely inside there the drive shaft. These are four-wheel drive vehicles. There's a little drive shaft that runs down the whole center of the chassis there. The electronics are all in here underneath and behind the battery compartment. So to get to the electronics you have to strip off these saddle packs, saddle battery holders on the side to get underneath there. Every single part on this truck was replaceable. The arms, all the suspension components, they were all available individually. So let's put the body back on now. What we're going to do is we'll probably go just run this truck now. You could get a lot of hop-ups for this truck, all aluminum, tiny little machined aluminum parts, yeah? They're so small, they were quite expensive. They weren't ridiculous, but they weren't, you know, $5 hop-ups. They cost a little bit more than that. Like all these suspension arms, all the seat carriers and the steering knuckles and everything, front and rear, uprights, all were available in aluminum. You can see some of the on the side of the box here, yeah. The shock towers you could get, the front and rear lower arms, a heat sink which you see on that one, full ball bearing set. The stock ones came with bushings, but you could get complete ball bearing set, aluminum linkages, CVDs, tiny little universal CVDs, front and rear. The RC 180 motor that this one has instead of the 131. Complete upgraded diff from the stock one, which was real nice. Steel outdrives and little tiny aluminum shocks that you could actually put oil in, so it had oil damping. This car, because there's no oil damping in here, you can see they're just kind of springy and bouncy because they don't have, these are the stock shocks and don't have the oil damping. So if you look on eBay you can still find these trucks and they are really cool. There's like a little community out there that still likes to get these. Like I say, you could get this version, you could get a truck and you could get a buggy, but if you really look carefully you might find the desert truck as well that never came in the 2.4 gigahertz version. There was a little desert kind of Baja truck as well that was available. So let's put this on the ground and run it. I turn on the radio of course first, and then we'll turn on the car. We just wait for it to connect. You'll see the wheels go straight in a second. There we go. So now it's all connected, and we're ready to drive this car. We'll put it down here and we'll scoot about. We don't need to go very far. So these little trucks, they weren't super fast. You didn't need a wheelie bar or anything like that, but you could run them in your home, or you could run them, you know, at your place of work inside, you know, on lunchtime or whatever, and they run real good. This one doesn't have the ball bearings in it. I think when you put the ball bearings in with some of the other hop-ups, they really just free up the drivetrain, and it drives real well. But you can see here, it handles great. These little truggies handle awesome. They got tons of steering. They got enough power just to break the rear loose, and you know, of course they got reverse too, with a little J turn there. We don't want to put it down the drain. We'll keep it away from the drain. And these are just awesome little cars. And so look out for these. You can still find them on eBay, and they run really good, and they're a lot of fun. If you want something really tiny, but not as tiny as some of the 1/32 stuff you used to be able to get, these are much more robust, then think about getting one of these, looking for one of these Sumos. Online, probably on eBay, you can find all different ones. The buggy and the Baja truck are the rarest. The truck is the most popular. Trucks are very popular, you know, all facets of on-road RC. So check these out, see if you can find one. Like I say, I got one new in a box. If you want to come in our shop here in Houston, maybe I'll sell it to you. You can probably find these online for under $50. And all the parts are still available. I still see them out there. You can still get them. I've still got some in the shop here left over from when we used to sell them. And Red Cat have still got quite a lot of the parts in stock. Otherwise you can pick up broken ones for like $5 or $10 and just keep these little things running, because they were cool. And it's a real fun part of the hobby, especially for kids if you really want to get into a smaller sized RC. And this is a great choice without having to go out there and spend $150, which is the cost of some of the equivalent trucks like this today. So thanks for watching. Check us out on Facebook and on Instagram, ThirdCoastRC. Please subscribe to our channel. We really appreciate your support, and we've got more videos coming this week. So thank you, and speak to you soon. Bye.